Morning. We have some announcements. The Healthy Congregation Ministry workshop that was to take place today following the service has been postponed, but keep an eye out in the announcements because it's something you don't want to miss. UUYO's Healthy Congregation Ministry helps congregants engage in healthy communication and relationships and navigate conflict in a creative and healthy manner based on our covenant and shared values. The information and skills you learn don't just apply to church life. They will help you at home, at school, at work, basically anywhere you use communication. Also, the hospitality team is looking for more team members, looking for ways to become more involved in our community. UUYO's hospitality teams may be your answer. UUYO's hospitality teams offer an excellent opportunity to get acquainted with other members as well as renew old-time friendships, while also providing ways to support our church community without a large commitment of time. You can do what you can when you can. And also don't miss next week's service, hopefully in person and on Zoom. Reverend Joseph will be speaking on embodying resilience, with protests growing in number and energy following increased ICE presence in Minnesota and throughout the nation. It's good to investigate what it means to embody resilience. Join us as we discover ways to show up now together. And also refer to your order of service for other important announcements.
Welcome, sweet souls, to this place of renewal and hope. Here we welcome you, your tender places and yearnings to be fully present. Welcome, sweet souls, to this place of meaning and belonging. Here we welcome your questions and wonderings on the journey towards wholeness. Welcome, sweet souls, to this place of compassion and heart. Here we welcome you, all of you, and we invite you in as you are, as we are. Here we welcome you to renew your connection to the Spirit of life, renew your relationship with the sacred, the interdependent web of all existence. Welcome, sweet soul. Come, let us worship together.
Our chalice lighting this morning is a prayer by Elizabeth Nguyen. God of mercy, Spirit who makes peace out of war, who wanders with refugees and keeps vigil with children at our border and all borders. Holy healer in hospitals and shelters, at schools, in homes, at weddings, and in planes. May your love be balm for all the hurt. May your truth be present in offices of power and in the hearts of soldiers and civilians alike. Many times we've thought the arc was bending towards justice. Many times we saw it happen in courtrooms and in streets, in the hearts of people, creating their own liberation. Many times we've also doubted. For those of us this morning who doubt, who despair that brokenness and suffering and war may win, remind us of the small mercies, the tiny triumphs. Hope does dwell in this world. And with that, we light our chalice.
Now it's time for our Time for All Ages. We've done this one before, but it's really cute and it really applies, so I hope you enjoy it. Oh, wait. I forgot to share the screen. Hold on. No, stop. Hold on, guys. Okay. I shall share my screen now. Once upon a time, there were two frogs, friends, who lived in the forest. One day, as they were hopping through the forest, they accidentally hopped into a big churn of cream. The sides of the churn were so slick and slippery that there was no place to hold on to, so the frogs had to swim in circles to stay afloat. After a long time, one frog said, "There is no hope. We're doomed to drown in this churn." The older frog said, "Don't lose hope. Life is a circle. There are bad times and there are good times. One must endure the winter to see the spring." The younger frog was not so sure, and he said, "You're wrong. We're going to die, I tell you." But the other frog said, "We must keep hope alive, for if hope dies, we too will die." "But if we keep hope alive, we will live to see another sunrise." But the younger frog was already starting to lose hope, and he began to sink down into the creamy liquid. "Keep hope alive! Keep hope alive!" cried the older one. Then the younger one started repeating slowly at first, "Keep hope alive! Keep hope alive!" The more they repeated the words, the stronger they felt, and the more strength they had, the better they could swim in circles. As they swam and they swam around in circles, an amazing thing happened. They realized they were not sinking anymore. Yes, you guessed it. The cream had turned to butter. The two frogs were able to hop off the butter and out of the churn. They landed on the ground just in time to see a beautiful sunrise. The older frog said to the younger one, "Remember, my friend, life is a circle. Despair may last for a night, but joy comes in the morning." And the two frogs hopped away into the woods.
Every week in our church, we take up an offering. It's good to remind ourselves from time to time that the offering is symbolic as well as practical. We pass the plate during our worship service to make a community expression of thanks for the blessing of abundance, to visibly bring in the harvest at this most cherished hour of our week. Our offering says that the act of giving is as essential to our spiritual well-being as anything else we do here on Sunday mornings. This week, our offering goes to the Friends of Mahoning River. The Friends of the Mahoning River is a nonprofit grassroots alliance dedicated to restoring, protecting, and promoting the Mahoning River in Northeast Ohio. Established in 2012 to turn a historically industrial waterway into a thriving corridor for wildlife and recreation, the group advocates for improved water quality and environmental restoration. Through year-round river cleanups and community events, such as Riverfest, the organization works to improve the ecological health of the Mahoning River while increasing public awareness and engagement. They are actively involved in promoting the removal of old, unnecessary, low-head dams to restore natural flow and biodiversity. The group continues to advocate for the river as a valuable, clean, and enjoyable natural asset for the community. Our church is supported by pledge income from members and friends like you. If you wish to make an offering to us, please indicate that it is for UUYO right under the donation amount where you see the words "add a note." Thank you for your generous spirit. We will now receive the offering that supports the life of Youngstown, the Mahoning Valley, and our wider world. You can give your donation by clicking on the link that you will find in the chat window.
Our meditation words today are from Alice Anacheka Naisman, Hope and Love in a Time of Struggle. In a world so filled with brokenness and sorrow, it would be easy to lose ourselves in never-ending grief, to be choked by outrage, to be paralyzed by the enormity of suffering, to feel our hearts squeezed tight with hopelessness. Instead, this morning, let us simply breathe together as we hold our hearts open. Breathing in as our hearts fill with compassion. Breathing out as we pray for healing in our world and in our lives. Breathing in, opening ourselves to the transforming power of love. Breathing out as we pray for peace in our world and in our lives. Breathing in as we hold hope in our hearts. Breathing out as we pray for justice in our world and in our lives. May we know our strength. May we be filled with courage. May our love flow from us into this world. Breathing in, we are the prayer. Breathing out, we are the healing. Breathing in, we are the love. Breathing out, we are the peace. Breathing in, we are the hope. Breathing out, we are the justice. May we know our strength. May we be filled with courage. May our love flow from us into this world. Amen, and blessed be. May it ever be so.
Our reading today is Waiting at the Window by A. Milne. These are my 2 drops of rain, waiting on the window pane. I am waiting here to see which the winning one will be. Both of them have different names. One is John and one is James. All the best and all the worst comes from which of them is first. James has just begun to ooze. He's the one I want to lose. John is waiting to begin. He's the one I want to win. James is going slowly on. Something sort of sticks to John. John is moving off at last. James is going pretty fast. John is rushing down the pane. James is going slow again. James has met a sort of smear. John is getting very near. Is he going fast enough? James has found a piece of fluff. John has hurried quickly by. James was talking to a fly. John is there, and John has won. Look, I told you, here's the sun.
In 1972, Christina Rossetti wrote the poem in the bleak midwinter, which later became a Christmas carol and is in our UU hymnal. This morning I am specifically referring to the first verse. In the bleak midwinter, frosty wind made moan. Earth stood hard as iron, water like a stone. Snow had fallen, snow on snow. Snow on snow, in the bleak midwinter, long ago. Somewhere in the last day or two, many of us have heard that wind. We listen to it press against windows, whistle through cracks, rattle branches, and make its long, low sound, almost like a grieving voice. The earth can feel hard as iron in winter. Water can feel like stone. Snow can stack itself into layers, snow on snow on snow, until the familiar world looks hushed, erased, unrecognizable. The storm is a good teacher if we choose to let it be so. One thing we learn is that the same storm does not land the same way on every life. For some, winter is picturesque, exciting, and fun. When I was in the store yesterday buying a windshield cover for my car and gloves for my poor hands that have still not found just the right ones, there was a little girl, just about my granddaughter's age, talking excitedly with her mom. Just one thing in the cart: a sled. I vaguely remember that excitement from my childhood. For some, winter is inconvenience. An extra commute, a canceled plan, a heavy shovel. For others, it is danger, slick steps for aging knees, a lost shift and a lost pay, a power outage that means a cold house, a car that won't start, a body that can't warm itself. For others, winter is personal. It's personal for me because of the damage that it did to my lungs when I lived here in Ohio some 30 to 40 years ago. And now, of course, that I'm back, it's wreaking havoc once again. The same snow falls on every roof, but not every roof holds the weight. The same ice coats every street, but not every car has good tires. The same wind blows through the same town, but not every body has a warm coat. Not every home has steady heat. Not every person has a home. Winter reminds us plainly that vulnerability is not shared equally. So today we name and lift up the bleak midwinter. Not because we love bleakness, but because we're telling the truth. We're naming what is real. Pain is real. Trouble is real. And none of it falls evenly. And still, we're here to talk about hope. We're here to lift up our shared Unitarian Universalist values: interdependence, pluralism, justice, transformation, generosity, and equity, all anchored by love. What really drew me to this poem is this particular line. In the bleak midwinter, snow had fallen, snow on snow, snow on snow. That line says something about life, how troubles can arrive like snow in layers. One hard thing, and then another, and another. One diagnosis, then another bill. One loss, then another worry. Snow on snow on snow. Not always dramatic, but relentless. And if winter shows us how uneven the storm can be, then love asks us to notice who is most exposed and to become shelter for one another. Do you see what is going on in the world around us? is like that snow on snow on snow. We can't not see it. Reverend Gretchen Haley describes our current state of worry, even as bystanders. We grasp at signs and markers, articles of news and analysis, Facebook memes and forwarded emails, as if the new zodiac, capable of forecasting all that life may yet bring our way. In Minnesota this month, for example, reporting describes federal immigration operations escalating into use of pepper spray and tear gas, very young children being kidnapped walking home from school, and multiple shootings, including a fatal shooting in Minneapolis on January 24th. And in the middle of it, we're tempted to ask, where is hope supposed to come from? Is hope just a personality trait? Something that cheerful people have more of? Is hope just denial in a prettier winter coat? I don't think so. I think hope is a practice. I think hope is something we do together, especially when the wind makes moan. Hope is not the promise that everything will be easy. Hope is the decision to keep walking toward what is good, even when the path is slick, even when the path is dark. Hope is the small, stubborn insistence that love still matters, that we still belong to one another, that the story is not finished. Hope looks like a text that says, "Are you warm?" Hope is what it looks like when local and state leaders condemn the unjust, immoral federal operations on national television and demand accountability. Hope looks like a ride offered, a driveway cleared, a bag of groceries quietly dropped off. Hope looks like knowing someone is bearing witness when innocent people are detained by strangers in masks. Hope is dozens of neighbors showing up with their phones to document the truth. Hope is when business owners close up their shops, people walk off their jobs, and high schoolers walk out of their schools to let ICE know they are not welcomed in their cities and communities. Hope is when hundreds of leaders from all walks of faith show up and work together, and some even get arrested. Hundreds of Unitarian Universalist leaders showed up in Minneapolis in the last couple of days to help with the resistance. About 100 of them, all clergy members, including many Unitarian Universalists, were arrested on Friday, January 23rd, for blocking the departure area of Terminal 1 at the Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport, where a certain airline carrier helps in the deportation of immigrants. I'm going to share with you a video of the gathering of more than 600 clergy that arrived to join the resistance. As soon as I can find it. Okay, hold on. It's decided to move. Let me go see if I can find it, okay? Trying to make my screen smaller. Help, help. I can't make my screen smaller. There it goes. I'm assuming you guys can see what I'm doing, right? Can you see what I'm doing? Okay, got it? Everybody see it? Hold on. Hold on. Thank you, Aaron, for telling me that. I'll be right back. Okay, share. Okay. Now? Okay, if not, we're just going to run it through anyways, okay?
Welcome to Minneapolis, y'all.
Oh, my friends, you are a beautiful, beautiful sight.
Here we are, Muslims and Christians, Sikh, Buddhist, Unitarian, Jews, atheists, Hindus, and more and more and more, united in our desire to confront this surge of ICE agents, this attack on democracy, and this attack on our neighbors.
Every single time somebody stands up and stands in opposition to this tyranny, it gives people courage to do likewise.
I am brave because we are brave.
I am brave because we are brave.
Atakwe Oyasu. We are all related.
We are part of a song of love that began long ago with our ancestors and will only get louder.
We know from other countries who have either defeated authoritarianism or are actively defeating it that we can do it too.
We need to take ownership of our country and what we become.
This is a bright line moment for our country and our values.
And we will not turn back.
This administration has no idea how soft and sweet true love and true care and true community can be. We are creative, we are irrepressible, we are brave.
We have everything we need right here.
I don't know about you, but I can feel the hope. It's contagious. But I am aware, and I do agree, it all sounds a little scary. Okay, a lot scary. Rachel Mislivy, UUA climate justice organizer, writes, when hope is hobbled by fear and tethered to despair, we must reimagine. Reimagining asks us to realign, reconnect, everything, so we can dream beyond our current limitations into a place of connection and all possibility. It helps us hold a mindset where hope and joy are not distractions from the work, but are, in fact, how the work becomes a joy guided by hope, aligned with our most deeply held beliefs and values. I believe hope leads to resistance, and resistance leads to hope. Hope is not only something we feel in our hearts, it's something we build with our hands. We can't control the wind, but we can make warming centers. We can't stop the snow, but we can shovel the path. We can't stop ice by ourselves, but we can resist. We can witness. We can sing. We can't undo every sorrow, but we can refuse to let suffering be lonely. We can show up together. Now, I'm not saying that we should all go to Minnesota, but wouldn't that be grand? When the world feels cold, when it feels like iron and stone, sometimes what we need is not a grand solution, but a small flame that we can tend. Melanie Davis writes, If ever there were a time for a candle in the darkness, this would be it. Using a spark of hope, kindle the flame of love, ignite the light of peace, and feed the flame of justice. That's the whole movement of the spiritual life right there. Hope becomes love, love becomes peace, peace becomes justice. Not someday, not magically, but through practice, through the choosing the next hopeful thing and the next, through being the people who carry light when the world is dim. So here's my invitation to you as we are going to come out of this stormy week. Kindle love. Reach toward one person who might be isolated right now. Be the voice that breaks the silence. Ignite peace. Do one thing that calms rather than escalates, maybe especially in your own home. Feed justice. Choose one act that reduces someone else's exposure. Donate, volunteer, advocate, or simply notice who is carrying winter without enough shelter. Deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome, said the great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And with this faith, we will go out and adjourn the councils of despair and bring new light into the dark chambers of pessimism. And we will be able to rise from the fatigue of despair to the buoyancy of hope. And this will be a great America. We will be the participants in making it so. And so I leave you this evening. I say, walk together, children. Don't you get weary. As we leave this place, the winter may still be winter. The ground may still feel hard. The wind may still moan, but we do not go alone into the cold. May we be people who notice where the storm falls hardest. May we be the people who carry warmth practically, tenderly, bravely. May we be people who keep a candle in the darkness. And when the snow piles up, snow on snow on snow, may we remember, even in the bleak midwinter, love can be found. And where love is found, hope is not far behind. And finally, before you go, remember, as always, this one small truth. You are loved and never truly alone.
As we extinguish this flame, let's move forward with courage into this hurting world and bring each other light and hope. Let's ease the suffering of others and come together in true world community. Life is fragile, life is fleeting, life is precious. Let's love one another. It's all that matters.
In this time where we're having to keep space between us as we reimagine our own spiritual practices, I'd like to offer this song as a spiritual meditation. It's filled with loving kindness. It's a Buddhist meditation that was set to music by Mark Hayes. It has one word that changes 3 for 3 verses. The word is I, that changes to you, that changes to the word we. So I'm going to give like hand motions to it. So when I sing the word I for the whole song, I'm going to hold my hands here. When I sing you, I'm going to offer the song to you. And then when I sing we, I'm going to just lift my hands up. You choose what you want to do, how it works for you as you discover and then reimagine our spiritual practices.
Thank you, everybody. That ends our service. And anybody who would like to stay and chat, we're willing to keep it open for a little while.